Hello. This video is designed to assist San Francisco residential landlords file their 2018 annual business tax return. Residential landlords or lessors of residential real estate in San Francisco must file a return every year if they lease 4 or more units in an individual building. Remember, each individual building is treated separately. Each building should file a return and be registered with a separate business account number. Residential landlords with less than $1,120,000 in gross receipts and less than $300,000 in payroll expense are exempt from making quarterly payments during the tax year. Before we begin, it's important to have all your business information available. The letter you receive from our office has your 7-digit business account number and 8-character online PIN. The online PIN is formatted with both letters and numbers. You will also need the last 4 digits of your federal tax identification number. For sole proprietors, your federal tax ID is usually your Social Security number. For some residential landlords, the last 4 digits of their business account number is recorded as their federal tax ID in our system. To begin, go to www.sftreasurer.org. Select the link File Online Annual Business Tax Return 2018 to access the return and instructions. Please read the information carefully. When you're ready to enter the return, select the Annual Filing button. Scroll down to the bottom of the screen and input your 7-digit business account number, last 4 digits of your federal tax ID, and your 8-character online PIN. Select Save and Continue. The return begins on page A1, Business Identification, where there are 2 questions to answer. For tax year 2018, did the business have taxable business personal property in San Francisco? Select yes or no to answer. Throughout the return, if you need help on how to answer a question, click on the question for additional information. The next question asks for the average number of weekly employees for your business. Remember to answer all questions according to your business. Select Save and Continue. The question on page A2, Filing Questionnaire, asks if you are filing as a lessor of residential real estate. Residential real estate means real property where the primary use is for dwelling, sleeping, or lodging other than the business activity of accommodations. Select Yes if residential rental and leasing is the only business activity related to your business account number. Select No if you have additional business activities related to this business account number. This video is designed to assist San Francisco residential landlords with residential rental and leasing as their only business activity. I will select Yes. Select Save and Continue. On page C1, Payroll Expense Tax Filing, input the number of employees as of the last day of the tax year, as well as the total San Francisco payroll expense for those employees. Enter 0 for both fields if you do not have any employees. Remember, answer all questions according to your business. Select Save and Continue. On page C2, Payroll Expense Tax Filing Summary, the return calculates the payroll expense tax that my business owes before credits. Since my business did not have payroll expense in 2018, I qualify for the small business tax exemption, and I do not owe any payroll expense tax. Select Save and Continue. Real estate, rental, and leasing services is automatically selected as the business activity on line 1. On line 2, enter the number of units rented out. On line 3, enter your total gross receipts for the residential units in your building. Line 4 asks if your units are rent controlled. Selecting Yes will calculate a 50% exclusion off your gross receipts. Otherwise, mark No. Please remember to answer all questions according to your business. The system will automatically calculate your tax obligation at the bottom of the screen, line F. Select Save and Continue. The 2018 Annual Business Tax Payment Summary page displays quarterly prepayments made throughout the tax year. If you did not make any payments, this page will not display any payment information. Residential landlords with less than $1,120,000 in gross receipts and less than $300,000 in payroll expense are exempt from making quarterly payments during the tax year. Select Save and Continue. The Obligation Summary page summarizes the information provided in the return and includes both the payroll expense tax and gross receipts tax obligations calculated on the previous screens. The total amount due under line 15 is the amount owed for your 2018 annual business tax return. There's an option to designate up to 3.3% of your tax liability to the Community Challenge Grant Program. This designation does not increase your tax liability. Select Save and Continue. New for 2018 is the Early Care and Education Commercial Rents Tax Informational Return. The Early Care and Education Commercial Rents Tax generally applies to businesses leasing commercial space in the city. This informational return identifies businesses that may owe commercial rents tax for 2019. Remember to answer the questions according to your business. For question 1, enter the total gross receipts your business received from leasing real estate. Include gross receipts from commercial and residential rental units. For question 2, enter the total gross receipts your business received only from residential units in your building. Questions 3 and 4 require information from businesses that pay transient occupancy tax and parking tax. Enter 0 if you do not collect or pay these two taxes. Questions 5 through 7 identify the type of tenants that lease commercial space. Enter 0 for each if you do not rent to industrial, arts, or retail space tenants. Typically, a lessor of residential real estate that leases only residential units will not owe tax on commercial rent. Select Save and Continue. Read the taxpayer statement and finalize your return by entering your name and contact information. When you are ready to submit your return, select the Submit button. The email address you provide will receive a copy of the return. You can also view your return's data on this screen. Be sure to allow pop-ups. Once the confirmation screen appears, the return is submitted. Select Continue. Please note, after you have submitted your return, you will have to log back in and select the Amend option to make any changes to the return. On this page, you can access payment options, download a copy of your return, or select an email address to send a copy of the return. To pay, select Payment Options to access the payment portal. Select GR 2018/04 from the list in the payment portal and select your payment method at the bottom of the screen. You may have other obligations due that you can also pay at this time. If you are paying by e-check, select that option and input your bank account information. If you are paying by debit card or credit card, select that option and input your account information. Convenience fees will apply. If you are paying by check, select Print Payment Stub. Make sure to allow pop-ups on your web browser settings. Print out the payment stub and mail a check with your business account number to San Francisco Tax Collector, P.O. Box 7425, San Francisco, California 94120-7425. Congratulations! You have now filed and paid your 2018 annual business tax return. Thank you for taking the time to learn about filing your return.